Another edition of Riding Home. The picks are in. It's the week of the cocktail party, but we've got a lot of picks to get through before we get there. Matt, number 8 Oregon is going on the road to Utah. Is this number right? They are a touchdown favorite over the Utes. Who you got in this game?
Yeah, I right now I have Oregon -7. I think they're the better team. I think they should have beat Washington on the road. Dan Lanning going for it a little too much on fourth down. If they kind of keep it simple, play the way I think they can play and the way they played earlier this season, I think they could go on the road and cover this and win by a touchdown. Cam Rising, who still just not around. I guess he's not playing still for the rest of the season. They can run the ball, but it's going to be tough for them to throw the ball on Oregon's defense. I like the Ducks to cover here.
Ryan.
I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you. I got Oregon covering. I think these are two pretty good defenses and one really, really good offense, and I think that's going to win out on this. I think Oregon's a little bit more built to get to the end in the Pac-12, although I think that there's a chance they're going to eat each other all up, and maybe none of them get to the college football playoff. But I got the Ducks. I think they've got a chance to make it to the playoff. More on the line.
Yeah, I'll take Utah. At home touchdown. I think Oregon's the better team, but I'll snatch the points. Number 20 Duke is going to Louisville. Number 18 Louisville. Ryan, they are a 4-point favorite. They are a 4-point dog at Papa John. What is it? Still Papa John Stadium? I'm not sure.
I didn't know it was ever Papa John Stadium.
It was. Oh no, it was. Yeah.
That's breaking news for me. Look, I think Louisville's one of the worst one-loss teams out there right now, but at home, 4 points, not a big line. Not sure if Riley Leonard's playing, and that obviously affects Duke in a big way. I think that he has even more of an impact on how good the team is than I thought, and that showed against Florida State there at the end. But if he's not there, then, yeah, I definitely got to go with Louisville.
Matt?
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
sorry.
Same. If Riley Leonard's not playing, I don't even know the backup's name, so I can't take them to go on the road and pull this one out. So I like Louisville. I think they're coming off a pretty bad loss to Pitt, if I'm correct, but I'll still take them -4 at home, Dean.
So in 2018, the stadium was renamed to Cardinal Stadium by the University of Louisville's president in reaction to Papa John's president at the time using a racial slur on a conference call. The more you know. So yes, it is no longer Papa John's Stadium. It is now some bank. I'm gonna actually take the Cardinal here. 4 doesn't seem that much. I don't like this quarterback situation. So, whatever. Tennessee goes to Kentucky. They're a 4-point favorite here. I will go first. Y'all are, so here's why I think this is going to happen. I've got Kentucky. I'll snatch the points. I think they're going to win the game straight up, to be honest with you. The reason why is because I just watched Florida and Tennessee play, and then I just watched Florida and Kentucky play, and I'm completely, what's the word? Deranged by the two back-to-back side-to-sides, but yeah, I'll take the Cats here. Tennessee's got to kind of pull it together here, Matt, I think.
Yeah, I think Kentucky just hasn't been the same since Georgia just throttled them. I think
Kentucky might want to pull it together too. I should have said that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the playbook is out on how to beat Kentucky and do it handedly. If Josh Heupel is the real deal and a really good coach, they should scheme this up to where, I think they should win. Now, before the season, I circled this as Tennessee loses to Alabama, goes up and loses this game as well. But Kentucky just hasn't been very impressive to me at all. Tennessee, those people do not like losing to Kentucky at all. This is a big game for them, whether they want to admit it or not. I think they go on the road, bounce back that tough lost Alabama, and get the job done, Ryan.
Yeah, Kentucky's been falling apart for them the last few weeks, and I think Tennessee kind of a bounce back going up there. Just got completely shut down in the second half. Couldn't do anything against Alabama, but still don't think Alabama's all that quite yet. But yeah, I'll go Tennessee. I don't like this one. I wanted to skip this one.
All right, I think I made my pick already. Sometimes I get confused when I go first. I'll go first again here. Number 6, Oklahoma. Speaking of got to get it together, Number 6 Oklahoma is playing at Kansas. They are a 9.5-point favorite against the Jayhawks. Something's in the water on this deal. I'll take the Jayhawks. I don't know what's going on with the quarterback. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. Maybe someone else wants to touch on that or not. But OU, that was bad last week, and I think this is a better watch it game for them. Matt.
Yeah, I think you're right. Better watch it game, but I also think that Oklahoma, showed that they can survive a team like that and not play their best and come out with a win. I think Kansas is just really bad defensively. They're giving up a lot of points. I think if the Sooners are for real, they'll go up and handle them pretty well. I was thinking about Kansas like you, Dean, but I went ahead. Sooners -9.5. I think they can win this by double digits on the road.
Yeah, I think it's a get-right game for them. And last week, look, the train of thought that Georgia clawing themselves out, I think that has to transfer to other good teams as well. And it's good to see that a team can fight and win in situations like that. I don't think 10 points is daunting to beat Kansas by. I just don't think they're a good team. And Oklahoma can put up enough points to cover that line, no matter how good or bad the defense is.
All right. Our software on the website continues to drive me crazy in these particular situations. Washington, number 5 UW, going on the road to the Farm to play Stanford. Matt, these are the type of games that I really have a lot of fun. Pac-12 after dark, whatever it's called. What do you say about this game? They're almost a 4-touchdown favorite on the Farm.
Stanford has given up at least 42 points in the last 3 games. They can't stop anybody. Washington, we talk about bounce-back games, right? They almost should have lost against Arizona State last week. Arizona State outplayed them, but they've got to get it together. I thought about this one for a while. That's a lot of points, but if Washington can get it rolling and Stanford just can't stop anyone again, this one could be over early, and I'm going to take the Huskies. I might be dumb here. That's a lot of points, but I'm going to take the Huskies.
I was literally sleeping on Washington last week. Fell asleep during that game, and that doesn't usually happen for the. They're lucky that Stanford is terrible. So I'm taking Washington to cover. If Stanford wasn't as bad as they are, then I don't think that they could beat them by 4 touchdowns. But I'm going to predict a bounce back game and for that whole team, because that just was not a good performance last week.
A lot of bounce backs here on our weekly picks. I will take UW as well. I don't know. I don't like that. It's just not great. Ohio State travels to Wisconsin. Ryan, they are a 14.5-point favorite over the Badgers. This game's on NBC in prime time. I'm not sure if Wisconsin's ready for prime time though. You tell me.
You go first, Brian.
No, I don't. I really wanted to take Wisconsin in this game. I don't think Ohio State is as good as what the College Football Playoff Committee might say next week, is what I'm predicting. But 14.5, this Wisconsin team's just not good. I think they're not as good as their record shows, and Buckeyes got momentum.
Yeah, first 1 to 24 points might win this. If Ohio State can get into the 30s, I think their defense is going to be just fine. It's going to be real tough for Wisconsin to move the ball and score some points here. Sorry, Ryan, my pick's a bit awful, but I'm going to roll with you. 14.5, Ohio State on the road. Yeah. I think get that done.
Yeah, I'm seeing that we're agreeing a little too much. I'm uncomfortable.
Sorry, dude. You're rolling with me. Getting some L's this week.
Don't save, Ryan. Don't save. You know what I'm talking about right now. Let me save. Don't save.
I haven't changed it. I was going to get canceled. You know what you're talking about.
I know. You know what I'm talking about. The audience does not. This pick's going to save you. Stay away from these guys. Go with me on this. I got the Badgers because of the extra point. Not a big fan of either of these teams. Ohio State's defense is significantly better than it is has been in the past. I do like the fact that Ohio State is gutting games out. I'll tell you that right now. I think that's important. I don't know that they're going to have to gut it out against Wisconsin. You're not going to have to gut it out if you check out our buddies over at Ecopoly, the Lakeview Collection. Now we use these in the backyard. They've got all sorts of options in terms of cushions, seating. These chairs right here are very. Now I'm calling them a chair. It's really a love seat. These are very nice, man. And if you want to go red and black and go like hardcore, you can do that. Or if someone else is involved, maybe you kind of scale it back a little bit. Go with the blue and white, maybe at your beach or your wherever, your backyard, at your house. These are awesome. These are awesome seats. Make sure you're taking advantage. 20-year warranty, completely made with recycled material. They know what they're doing down in the heart of Georgia. Make sure you're checking out EcoPoly today. You're getting 15% off and free shipping down below. Matt DeBerry knows what I'm talking about. Vanderbilt rolling as a 24.5-point dog at Ole Miss. I will take Vanderbilt, Matt. And here's why. I just think Vandy has to score 14 points. And I've watched Ole Miss's defense enough to know that you can score 14 points. This is not a statement beyond that. That's all I've got. I say, give me the Vanderbilt Commodores and avert your eyes.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's given up like 37 points last 5 weeks plus. I think Ole Miss hasn't scored 30, I think, all month. Talk about a get-right game. It's a get-right game for Ole Miss's offense. They got to get back on track at home. It's a lot of points, probably too many points, but I'm going to go with the Rebels at home. Let's back on track, Rebels. Let's go. Ole Miss.
Yeah, I questioned my manhood a little bit, taking all these favorites, and was I being too much of a pansy? But that's a huge line, and I think it's the other way around. I think Ole Miss, I have the guts to say that they're definitely going to cover this. Vanderbilt's lost by 17, 17, 17, and 24 the last 4 games. Home, night, really good offense. Ole Miss gets it done.
They've lost by 24, but not by 24.5. Georgia and the Gators. Go ahead, Ryan.
I've got Georgia.
No, wait. No, I thought you had some. Hold on. I thought you had something else to say about my half-point comment. It's the cocktail party. This group will be behaving themselves, unlike the rest of you Neanderthals. We're going to go and talk about this one. Ryan's going first here. I'm extremely concerned about all of these statements here. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead, 06-1, Ryan.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Georgia to cover this thing. Not necessarily a significant cover, but I think they can get 14.5 points done. I'm seeing like a 38, 35, 17 type of deal for this game. Better team, Georgia. I think that, Florida had the bye too. I think the bye really couldn't have come at a better time for Georgia. And that's not a good thing, but it did happen. I think they come out of this. I think they have a strong game in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think Georgia barely covers this game. Thinking on 35-20 type of game. I think Florida's deep offense is a little better than what I thought. It's coming along, but Dean really convinced me on this one earlier in the car. I think Dean is very confident. He's nailed the dogs this year. I'm gonna roll with. I think Georgia's offense has kind of a breakout game, big game for Carson Beck playing in Jacksonville. I like Georgia here, and I think they cover in the fourth quarter going away.
So I think you've got some value here. This line should probably be closer to 17, but it's at 14.5. I'm not worried about the half point. Kirby, he usually has his team ready for big moments. This is a big moment. I don't think it's going to be, like the 2017 game. I think it's going to be more similar to the 2009 game when Florida was the number 1 team in the country. Georgia came in. Florida's not as lost as Georgia was at that time, but it's in the same universe. This is not a horrible Florida team, but man, the Gators have not played well against physical teams. And if you didn't like Utah and Kentucky, you're not going to like Georgia at all. I like the dogs. I think it will be closer to 3 touchdowns than 2, but prove me wrong and we'll just see. But I just don't know. I think Georgia is ready for a very solid game. They've not played their best game of the season yet, even though they put on some pretty bad beatings to folks over time, particularly Kentucky. And we'll just see what happens. But if you don't win this game, it's really, really, you got some questions to be asked at that point. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully this group will be a little better. Ryan's edged out to a slight lead, but Matt's looking for a tremendous comeback. No? Okay. Hey, Dogs and Gators, join us after the game. We'll see you on Riding Home.